The Very Hungry Caterpillar. The Very Hungry Caterpillar is a children's book about a young and hungry caterpillar who arises from an egg and eats everything in his sight to turn him into a beautiful butterfly but ends up with a stomachache. One day, he decides to eat a leaf which makes him feel better. The Very Hungry Caterpillar is selected for shared reading with kids because it is colorful and the images are attractive and simple. The story is about a caterpillar eating something the kids will relate to. Lastly, there is so much love for the book by kids who have read it before. I will introduce the book by first explaining concepts of print, which are growth, self-control, change, well-being, and happiness. Since my audience is made up of young children, I will explain the meaning of each of the listed concepts of print. Lastly, I will give my audience a chance to give me their ideas, like what they think the caterpillar eats. Before we start the shared reading session, I will give the children the opportunity to give me their ideas based on the cover page. I will ask them what a caterpillar is, what they think the caterpillar eats, whether they think it will turn into a beautiful butterfly, and what they think will happen if the caterpillar eats too much. Children are known to love stories. To invite my audience, I will ask them if they want to hear a story about the hungry caterpillar. If they don't want to share a read now, I will promise to buy the best reader a gift, which will trigger them to want to share a read. The author uses an affectionate, pleasant, and warm tone since his target audience is made up of children. In the moon's light, a little egg lay on the leaf. I will use a low voice when reading this part to my students. This is to capture the audience's attention for them to shift from the real world to the imaginary world of the caterpillar. On Sunday morning, I will use a rising intonation to emphasize the day the caterpillar was hatched. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. I will read this part using a riseful intonation to show surprise that the caterpillar was still hungry after eating 2 pears. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 piece of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 lollipop, 1 sausage, a cupcake, and a slice of watermelon, but he was still hungry. When reading the parts where the caterpillar ate different numbers of fruits and junk, the caterpillar had a stomachache, the caterpillar turned into a beautiful colored butterfly, I would use facial expressions to emphasize the behavior and habits of the caterpillar and the changes that the caterpillar went through. After reading the part where the caterpillar ate several junk foods on Saturday, I will pause and ask the audience what they think happened to the caterpillar. This will enable me to understand their point of view and the ability to guess what is deemed to happen next. After reading The Very Hungry Caterpillar to the children, I will ask the following questions based on the Bloom's anatomy to test how effective the shared reading session was. Where did the caterpillar live? What was the very hungry caterpillar about? Why was the caterpillar eating a lot of food? Would you eat all the food you came across? What would have happened to the young caterpillar if he reacted to food the way you would do? What would have happened to you if you were the hungry caterpillar? To conclude the shared reading session with the students, I will ask them if they have had similar experiences as the very hungry caterpillar, where they ate too much and got sick. If yes, I will ask one of them to narrate to the rest of the group what happened and what they did to get better. I will also ask the children what they have learned from the story and how they plan to implement it in their lives. I will appreciate them for listening to the story, being attentive, and getting the suggestions on what story they would want to read next.